Good morning, everybody. Brick here, Brick House Garage. Hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. I got a delivery this week, so we're gonna do some assembly. I got the Camaro taken out of the shop. We got some building to do. So I'm gonna try to do once a weekend from now on, little projects. So let's see what we got. So this is the Eskute RTX. All right, it's an electric dirt bike. We're gonna assemble it. So about a day before, 2 days before it showed up, we got our box with our battery in it, and also came with a shock, some zip ties, some wire loom, some instructions, and then these tools right here. So they gave us some Allen keys, some Chinesium wrenches, and then this hardware is all that was in the box. So, in the sake of speeding things up, we're gonna use some Milwaukee tools. So I have the equivalent in sockets and impact drivers. And we're gonna see how fast we can put this thing together today. All right, I'm gonna set you up. All right, so it is 8:40. It's 80 degrees out here in Texas. We're gonna start jamming this thing. Hopefully we can get it put together in under 2. Hang in there. I'm gonna put you in a time lapse so you don't have to wait 2 hours to see the finished product. I'm gonna turn the radio on. Just gonna hammer all these screws off the top. See where we're at. Looks like we got some little zip ties holding stuff together. A little bit of shipping damage. Some scuffed paint and stuff, but it's gonna get a lot worse living out here, so I ain't really worried about it. I'm gonna leave that kind of strapped up a little bit just so it doesn't fall over while I'm trying to work. Well, I gotta get these forks up. It is already exceptionally hot out here. Ugh. Looks like we got a little bit of a rear fender here and then a front fender up front. We'll set that up here for now. Let's get some of this trash out of here. I got another one over here. Let's get all these zip ties cut real quick. It's got a little railing right here. It's our bezel for our headlight. It looks like we got a kickstand right there. I think I'm gonna just put the front tire on it so we can get it standing up on its own, and then we'll go from there. Looks like it's bolted to the crate with this. So, I don't know, there's the brake. So we'll face it that way. Anything else attaching it to the crate? It doesn't seem like it. This guy right here. All right, she should be free. All right. Let's pull this apart, that way I can just kind of pop this sucker up. I guess these tracers go on either side of the hub. So we're gonna have to roll this in from the back side. I'm gonna see if it'll stand up on its kickstand. Negative. All right. Let's improvise. Let's see if it'll sit on top of here. Looks like this is a locking nut. We'll probably go back and put some thread locker on this later. It's a 19. It is not a 19 on this side. A 17. Yes, sir. There, she's on there. See if she'll stand up now. And no shock, so back on the box. All right. Looks like here and here. I'm gonna guess since the shock came in the battery box, we're supposed to be using the hardware that was supplied, the shock. All right. So I'm gonna guess it's these guys, since they got a nut. Looks like they're the right length. So let's put the top in. So got an Allen key and a 14 to install these. Looks like there's a nice hole cut so you can get your Allen key in there. We're just gonna bump it. We'll go through and torque everything after we get it installed. There we go. And it is an adjustable shock, so we can kind of set it as we need it. I wish that kickstand was a little taller, but. All right, let's finally open up the directions and see what we got here. There is a QR code for an assembly video here. So if we get stuck, we'll use that. Looks like right now they want me to install the handlebars, so we'll start there. It's been 20 minutes. Anytime you order anything, once you get it put kind of assembled together, I like to go through and just check every piece of hardware because, you know, crap happens, man. Somebody's having a bad day at the factory. Could be your downfall. So just go through, make sure everything's torqued to spec. If you're not sure, you can always Google the fastener size and it'll give you a torque spec for it. Well, I couldn't find my 3/8 to quarter adapter for my electric ratchet, so I guess we're going to use a regular ratchet. Put these handlebars on real quick. And they got a lot on this right side. I might end up moving this turn signals and headlight switch over to the other side, just because. And I got a horn over here. I got my rear brake controls. I got all my hand controls. I guess because if you're right-handed, it makes sense, but I, however, am not right-handed. I guess it's not too bad once it's installed. Still a lot of controls over here. Let's get that hand right there. See if we can rotate that horn a little bit there. Horn's upside down. I think they might have put it on the wrong side. So it makes more sense to be over here. Alright, well, we're just stabbing these for right now. Let's put these brake handles on here. Yeah. I thought it was weird to have the rear brake handle on the right side, and it is because it's not supposed to be on the right side. It's supposed to be on the left side. There's a small amount of adjustment with these handlebars. I'm sure it's going to take a little while to figure out where the comfort is. So, if it doesn't feel right, there's some adjustment here. I'm about average for a U.S. citizen, born in the 80s. I'm 5'11", weigh about 220 pounds. So we'll see how this thing fits me. It is the largest one they had. But this has kind of been touted as the Chiron killer. If you don't know what the Chiron is, it's kind of like the premium e-bike right now. It's around $6,000. So it's not for everybody. And this is kind of like an alternative. It's similar wattage, similar battery output, so we'll see. All right, it's telling me connect the control cables next, and then we're going to start doing some fairings. All right, just also Allen keys. So we got to go orange to orange. So let's find the orange on the whip. There's the whip. Orange, male to female. All right, then we also got our key controls. So that guy is the smaller of the blue. It's like this one. This whip. They are kind of keyed, so you can't really mess them up. They're only going to fit one way. That's what keyed means. They do have a rubber gasket on it to keep moisture out. So we have two of these. So let's look at this guy and this guy. All right. This guy goes here. All right. It just says a Y. I got another one right here. So this is probably your brake signals. So there's two of them that are very similar, exactly the same, but they're for your brake lights, the electrical signal for your brake lights, so it doesn't matter which brake you pull, so it really doesn't matter which plug you push it into. All right, and I got one more plug here. We got this guy hooked up. That's hooked to here. This is hooked to here. All right. Got one more that's orange. I would like to figure out where that goes real quick. Oh, here we go. That's our headlight. So let's reach that up this way. Let's tip this whole thing down. Okay. Now that we know the orientation of it, we can kind of get these wires hanging out where they need to hang out. Oh. Right. All right, so next one wants me to install the shock absorber. We already did that. And then the rear fender. Huh. This is the rear fender. Okay. I was wondering why it was pointing so far down there, and that's why. All right. And this is back to 4 mil. There is a bit of a chain guard on this side. It kind of puts some tension on this screw a little, so it's kind of a pain to get out. All right, we're gonna start with this side just because it's kind of a pain. Anytime you have difficulty with a fastener, put that one back in first. Or if you know it's gonna be a pain because it's in an awkward location, gives you the most play to kind of fight it without, so you don't get the other ones in first and then do the easy part first. Always take the hard part head on. So that's started. We'll start all 3 and then we'll smoke them down. All right, so we got our national warning going on, but next once we put on the front wheel, we already did that. It says charge the battery, we've already done that. Talks about our meters, so let's put the battery in. Says we're looking for a green light on here for fully charged. I got a green light on my charger here. Did not tell us to put the brake on. Huh. Well, we'll put that guy on next. Yep, never tells us to put the front brake on. All right. Probably should have put that on before the tire. So we're gonna have to pop the tire back off. Did it tell us to put it on when we put on the brake levers? Brake lever. I'm thinking they're assuming that that brake is already on there, so it probably just slipped off in shipping. So let's pop this sucker back off real quick. All right, so one little screw that pops off. It's got a little tab on the front that it'll grab a hold of, and then just a wing nut on the back with some locks. I got two little holes right here on the back. I'm not sure if that was supposed to hold some kind of fender or something. But let's get our battery in. So it did have a port so that you could charge it outside of the bike, and it also has the port for this cannon plug that locks in, a 2-pin. So we'll open that up. I don't really tell you how to put it in here, but I have a little pad here. There, she's dropping in like that, and then this will make this face the right way for that cannon plug, so I'm guessing it goes in this way. All right, and then once we get it in there, locks down like that, push down on the tab, we can put this down. This will, looks like it needs to scoot back just a little bit so that the handle will be on that lock right there. Perfect. All right. Now we can tighten down this battery hold down. It's kind of grabbing the handle right there, and it also has a pad in the back here, and a little knob so we can kind of adjust the tension on the battery right here. I think that's it. Let's tuck this guy in here a little bit. There, that's prettier. This thing slots in like that. There we go. Studs in there. It's a little black tab. Looks like it just grabs the back edge of the seat. A little locking washer. The cheapest locking washer I've ever seen. It's just a piece of stamped metal with some ridges on it. Kind of give it some grip. We'll probably do some upgrades to this eventually. We're gonna drive it for about a week and figure out how we like it, and give you my honest opinion at the end of the video. We'll adjust and torque all this stuff down in a little bit. See if it turns on. It does turn on. I'm gonna put it up on this crate again so that we can see how fast it runs. It is much heavier with the battery in it. All right. And the screen is upside down. We'll have to flip that around. Huh. So turn signals. Turn signals work. All right, headlight. Headlight's quite bright. All right, so I'm gonna fix all that. Looks like I put the handlebars on upside down. That's why the horn's backwards and the lights and everything are swapped. But should be quick. All right, total time, 1 hour. All right, well, thanks for coming out. I will give you the review right after this. I'm gonna drive around for about a week and I'll post this next week. All right, have a wonderful day. Brick here, Brick House Garage, signing off. All right, so I took it around a little bit and it's got some cool features. Initially out of the box, it's set to assist 1 with a top speed limit of 16 miles an hour, 25 kilometers. So that's nice. It's easily adjustable with your up and down arrows. Number 2 goes to whatever your set max speed is. And you have to go in the parameters and set that. And then number 3 is pretty much insanity mode or ludicrous mode of it. If you put in 3 and try to launch this bike, it's going to do a backflip on you. It kicked up right out from under me. I caught it, but yeah, pretty much leave with leave in 1 and then dial it up from there. Once you're rolling, it is very twitchy in 3. So I'll get you some footage of tooling around, but I mean, for what I got it for, which is pretty much go out, check trail cams, and kind of inspect hogs and coyotes, it's gonna work perfect. So thanks for checking us out. Sorry it took so long in between episodes. I'm gonna try to make it more consistent, and y'all have a great day.